All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ether Sports. I am your co host, KJ, and I'm going to discuss some of my week one NFL bets. So, we're going to start with the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New York Jets game. So, for me, I think it's a tough game. You have a lot of players that's been swapped around between both teams. You have the Pittsburgh Steelers. They acquired Aaron Rodgers. They also picked up some good players from Ohio State. You may know them as the 2024 national champions of the college football playoffs. They made some good pickups with Will Howard, and I believe they got another guy that I can't think of at the moment. Jack Sawyer. Jack Sawyer from their defense. The guy that basically saved them or basically sealed the game in that Texas Ohio State semifinals game in the 2024 playoffs. Anyway, so the Steelers got a lot of good pickups. Of course, their coach is Mike Tomlin. They got Aaron Rodgers, like I stated. Solid defense, real well-disciplined team. They picked up, I believe they picked up some other guys. But I mean, overall, it's week one. Everybody's new. I don't know if the pieces matters as much as the pieces getting used to playing with each other. So you'll probably hear me say more along the lines of who I generally think is going to win based off of just my personal knowledge of each team and maybe some additional pickups. But every team is going to need time to gel. So even if they got, upgrades, they're still going to need time to gel. So with that said, sorry for the monologue on that, but yeah. So you got Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Jets. Pittsburgh, they've made some upgrades versus the Jets. They acquired Justin Fields from Pittsburgh in a quarterback swap, and then also you got some good pieces on their end. You got Brees Hall, the running back's pretty good. You also have Sauce Gardner on defense. That's a standout young guy that's been really, really solid for their secondary. And then you got Garrett Wilson from Ohio State that they picked up maybe about 2 or 3 years ago. They picked him up from Ohio State. Really good wide receiver, solid. So the Jets definitely made some upgrades as well, but they do have a new head coach. So that is very concerning. So experienced coach, experienced quarterback versus unexperienced coach. Quarterback that while he has shown some flashes of greatness, this is regarding Justin Fields, he still hasn't really performed to the level where people will say that he's a legitimate NFL starter. So he still has a lot to prove. So with that being said, I'm going to go with the Steelers in this game. I'm going to do money line Steelers. Moving on, I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Atlanta Falcons game. So you got Baker Mayfield with the Buccaneers, and then you got Spencer Rattler for the Atlanta Falcons. So for me, when I'm dealing with, you'll learn this more about me as I go along making my NFL picks. You'll learn that I'm a big person that looks at quarterback play, and a lot of times the caliber of the quarterback dictates the game. So for me, without even diving too deeply into this game, I'm going to go ahead and go with the Buccaneers. I think the Falcons is at a real deficit in quarterback with the quarterback battle between Spencer Rattler and Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield is not, the greatest quarterback in the world. However, he has made some significant improvements, and he does still have some weapons. So I'm going to go with the Buccaneers money line in that one. Then we can move on to the New York Giants and the Washington Commanders. I think this is going to be a good game. I've heard some, just done some research, heard some sports announcers, some analysts talk about this game, and they're treating it as if the Commanders got this game in the bag. Again, they're looking at the roster and they're looking at what Jaden Daniels have done in the past, in 2024, which he had an awesome season, great season, historic season probably. Probably broke some records with Washington for sure. However, I will point out that the Giants, they have also made some upgrades. They got Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson, for all the smack talk that people talk about him, he's still a solid quarterback. He's still a good, legitimate first string quarterback. And so while he doesn't have the best weapons, typically Russell Wilson makes minimal mistakes. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the Giants actually for the upset. I think that the Commanders have a lot of good pieces, but I'm going to say that I believe Jaden Daniels is going to have a little bit of some rookie or post rookie season regression, and I think that the Giants is going to get him. I think the Giants is better than what people are. I think they're going to be better than what people think they're going to be. They're going to be this year. So I'm going to go with the Giants in this game over the Commanders for the upset. The next game I'm going to look at is the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Cleveland Browns. So historically, the Bengals they've been slow starters. They've lost a lot of their beginning of the season games in disappointing fashion. However, I think this is going to be a game where Joe Burrow understands the importance of starting out strong. I believe that the offense is just going to take over this game. The Browns, they really don't have a true quarterback. So I'm going to go with the team with the better quarterback, better offense, while the defense for the Bengals, it is very, very suspect. However, the Browns as a team is very, very suspect. So I'm going to just go with the Bengals. I believe they handle business. They understand what is at stake. This is an AFC North game. The road to the playoffs starts with this game right here. And then I think the Bengals are going to handle the job. They're going to get the job done. So I got the Bengals money line for this game. All right, moving on to the Chargers and the Chiefs game. I'm really excited about this game. I like both teams. I actually take that back. I'm not a fan of the Chiefs. Well, I don't know why I said that. I'm a fan of the old Chiefs long ago. So, but yeah, you'll hear me probably bash the Chiefs throughout the season, whatever. But they got bashed enough in the Super Bowl, so I'll lay off on them this year. But anyway, so they got the Chargers as underdogs in this game, and understandably so. You got Patrick Mahomes. I'm sure he has a winning record against the Chargers. You got Andy Reid. You got Travis Kelce. You got some other players that's on the team. They got a good defense, solid defense. However, I will say that you also got to look at what the Chargers have done. The Chargers got Jim Harbaugh, which is a great coach. You got Justin Herbert, who is a good quarterback, solid quarterback. And then you always got the Chargers. They always have a solid defense typically. I just believe that the Chargers is poised for the upset. I don't believe that the Chiefs have the talent to get the job done. And I believe that you're going to start to see a slow decline with the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs were exposed in that Super Bowl. And I think that their teams now psychologically are not going to be afraid of the Chiefs. I think that they're going to press the issue a lot more. I think that they're going to play with a lot more intensity. The Chargers also is a team that has a lot to prove as well. So I got the Chargers here for the upset, actually. Money line Chargers is what I'm going to go with. I believe the Chargers can get it done. Well, okay, that's all that I have for my picks far as the Week 1 NFL season. I may come back with some more additional picks as we get closer to the season opening games, but these are my picks that I'm going with so far. All right, thank you, and hope you enjoy this exciting sports channel that we're going to be getting jumped off here. Thank you.